Hello, Gemini. It's Maggie the Irish Gypsy bringing you your January 2025 general reading. We are looking at the first half of January, the very first general reading of the new year. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and be part of the joy of creating these videos. So, air sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is for you, cross watchers. If you're cross watching for Gemini, this video is relevant for you as well. It's a general reading. Take what works for you and leave the rest. If you know your other sign placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, it's helpful to watch those videos as well for additional insight. If something really hits home and resonates with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at it, or you simply like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself as a gift for someone else, email me, Maggie_McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video, click on the word more. You'll see that contact info there, as well as my PayPal me link for any of you who care to donate in support of my channel. My gratitude always to those of you who do. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually get back to you quick, same day, within 24 hours with more information. I offer a lot of different choices for readings, all areas of life, different types, lengths, styles, costs, spreads, little something in there for everyone. The 6 and 12-month overviews are still quite popular right now, taking a look at all different kinds of areas of your life over the next 6 or 12 months. It's a great way to kind of transition into a new year. So something to keep in mind. I'm quite diligent and focused on the timely scheduling of personal readings because this is what I do full time. So message me if you'd like. Okay, Gemini, our twins. Let's see what the first half of January 2025 is bringing in for you. We begin with the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Coins. So because this is a general reading, some of this energy might be for you directly or someone close to you. This is kind of a combination of cards of somebody kind of winning a situation or having their desired outcome through perhaps unethical means, right? Which may ensure them a temporary win, but it will not last. Some of you, it may be in terms of financial and material issues, things in regards to family. It might cause some issues or some strife or conflict within a family dynamics. Typically, the advice when these two cards show up is to make sure that you choose a path that promotes long-term stability and security and family harmony as well, or trying to strike a balance with that. Because on its own, this is kind of achieving a temporary win through some kind of methods that aren't quite right. Next, and that can be if you're doing something or have done something, or if somebody close to you has done that to you. Next, we have the Ace of Wands, a fresh new start, maybe exciting, a lot of enthusiasm in this. With the 4 of Coins, which is a card of being careful and being economical, particularly with money. It can be a card of being too guarded, too overprotective, both with your money and resources or with emotional issues, because it can represent being very closed off, too guarded. You know, you don't want to open up or share. So it may be kind of here striking a balance on a new path or a new way of doing something, while still trying to hold on to a baseline of stability and being careful that one doesn't override the other. Like the excitement, enthusiasm, and desire in the Ace of Wands does not override, having a fundamental base of practicality or even frugality. But also don't be so afraid to hold on to whatever it is you're holding on to, whether it be resources, finances, or your own emotions. Because it might limit you in moving forward on a new path. Next, we have the Sun. Light, love, warmth, laughter, clarity, illuminations, the pressures kind of, lessening and uplifting with the 9 of Wands, which is kind of our wounded warrior card. It speaks of persistence and resilience in the face of challenges, even if you feel discouraged, even when you feel like giving up, even if you're like, I don't know how I can get to the end of this, but you're almost there. 10 is the completion number. So 9 of Wands is perseverance and reliance in the face of challenges. And because it comes directly under the Sun I mean, just like when the real sun comes out in the world, it touches everything. It banishes shadows, it warms, it illuminates, it gives life. People feel better when the sun comes out, right? And so too does the sun card in the tarot spread when it comes out. It affects all the other cards too. It acts as a bit of a boost to positive energy and can lessen, even significantly lessen any challenging energy. So it does kind of lessen a bit of this energy. But this combination of cards, the Sun with the Nine of Wands, represents also your perseverance and diligence will pay off. And make sure again that you don't sabotage yourself or limit yourself with any fears or doubts or insecurities. It's kind of here like striking a balance between, holding on to some security and stability, but still being open to new ventures, to new patterns, to new ways of doing things. And if you have been trying to achieve success through unethical or deceitful means, this is needing to change that before it comes back to bite you. If someone has done that to you, like achieved a success or some kind of desired outcome through unethical or deceitful means with you, this is about turning and moving in a completely different direction on your part. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus is the Tower, which came out, I believe, for your sister sign, Libra, which I did yesterday. A time of change, a time of transformation. Sometimes the Tower can represent, it usually represents change, perhaps unexpectedly, that comes in. It can be challenging in the sense that it ends something, breaks something down, or even destroys something because it's necessary for growth and change moving forward. So it's always about embracing change and moving forward on a new path, a new way, a new way of doing things. It can also represent, needing to kind of have a broader shift in your perspective in order to understand this moving forward. Let's take a look at that Tower card. The Tower is whether it's viewed at the time as negative or challenging, or whether it's viewed at the time as super positive. It represents significant, major, transformative events that Spirit brings into our life to end something in order to put us on a new path of growth. It's always for our best interest. It's always for our eventual joy and abundance, whether it's viewed at the time or not. Sometimes it's difficult to see those things until we get a little bit away from them and get some perspective. And we look back on our lives sometimes and say, boy, that thing that I thought was so difficult or challenging or painful at the time, actually has turned out to put me on a path. It was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I think all of us have been through something like that at least once, right? Even if it's relationship, if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't know or recognize the blessings I now have today. All right, the Tower. Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands, and Six of Swords. Sorry, Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups, and Six of Swords. So this path is coming in to bring some sense of, to put you on a healing path here, moving forward. It might even involve actual physical movement or travel. The Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups with it represents it can represent self-limiting behaviors at the time that it happens because you're focused only on the fear, doubt, and insecurity of the situation, or feeling helpless in the situation. And it represents needing to kind of take a step back and have a bit of a broader perspective on where this is actually going to lead to. because that's why it's happening, whether it's challenging or whether it's positive. And you're being asked to kind of have an understanding and awareness of that, so that you can accept it and move forward from it easily. It's letting go of something. And I mean, this is a general reading. What the something is may vary. It might be a job, work, money situation. It might be a relationship situation. But Spirit wants it to come to an end, and they want you to embrace that, or at the very least accept that, so you can move forward, because it's all about, letting go of something established, because it's no longer part of your positive path moving forward here. And it's meant to put you on a path of healing. So let's take a look at how my nose just started itching. Let's take a look at the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Coins or Pentacles. Yeah, this is kind of like winning through sneaky methods, but successes like this don't last. They might last for a short time and then come out. They might last for a long time and come out, but they always kind of come out. The Devil, the Hermit, and Temperance. Some of you, this might be a temptation to walk down a path or continue to walk down a path that you know isn't good for you. I mean, that's what the Devil does, right? The Devil makes us think that, I mean, that's why it's a card for unhealthy situations, unhealthy behaviors, unhealthy patterns, addictions, relationships. There's a tempting element to that Devil, right? It tries to tell you that you need that thing. Whatever it is you're getting from it, you need it. It's essential. You need it. And that's what pulls us back over and over and over again. But it actually keeps us stuck in the same cycle of fear and doubt and insecurity. But it does have that temptation with it, right? The Hermit says, look, I know better than that. My life experience has taught me better than that. I remember the lessons I've learned, and I'm using those lessons to move forward on this path without making the same mistakes again. I know this because Temperance is all about balance, learning how to shift and adjust. For those of you, again, that are embarking on a path of, or continuing on a path of doing something that isn't quite right, or doing it in a way that isn't quite right or ethical, the temptation is to continue it here. Don't. It's always going to come back at you in the end. For those of you for whom this is somebody or a situation that has kind of done it to you, or that's how you feel, the temptation may be to fight with it, to struggle with it, to continue to hold on to whatever, right? But again, underneath that, especially with the Tower crowning this reading, it's time to move on to something different. Ace of Wands, 4 of Coins. I kind of like this because this is moving on a better path, a clearer path. A path that's exciting and new, but still being careful to keep a practical, stable base to it, but don't allow that to limit you either. We have Death and the 5 of Swords and the Fool. Okay, I really like this energy. Whether you're the one doing the maybe somewhat shady thing, or whether somebody has done it to you, this is about leaving it behind once and for all, and embarking on a brand new journey, a brand new cycle moving forward. Sun and the 9 of Wands. And this says your perseverance and your resilience and your courage, even in the face of challenges, is what's going to be paying off here. It's like as soon as you make that shift, Spirit shows you it is exactly the path you need to be on. Strength, courage, resiliency. The Empress, abundance. The Chariot, persistence in the face of challenges wins you the victory. 6 of Wands, major victory card, and the 5 of Cups, in spite of loss and grief. This can be kind of both things existing together simultaneously, the Sun and the Five of Cups. It means that you're on a new path. You see that, you feel that, there's all these lovely positive feelings, even seeing some success. At the same time, there's some grief and loss and regret over things in the past, perhaps in order to take yourself on this new path. And whatever the Tower brought in, you had to say goodbye to some things, you had to end some things, you had to make some sacrifices, right? In order to have a better life, to have a better path moving forward. And both of these experiences are valuable life experiences, right? A little bit of cautionary advice with the Sun and the Five of Cups, though. Make sure that your focus is, we focus on what we don't have, what we lost, maybe what we wish we'd have done better, only long enough to gain the value of the lesson learned so that we don't make that mistake again, and then it's time to move on. Don't let that hold you back or limit you or keep you stuck, okay? So let's end with some advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. Ace of Wands, it is a Spirit-supported new path. Don't turn it down out of a sense of fear or stagnancy or apathy, okay? Knight of Pentacles, my steady Eddie knight, one foot in front of the other, hardworking, paying attention to detail, cautious, but not so cautious that it keeps him from moving forward, just moving forward in a practical way, always achieves his goal or her goal, right? Lovers and the Ace of Swords, make sure that from here on out, all of your decisions, all of your choices, all of your actions adhere to your morals, your ethics, a high ideal, and the absolute truth of a situation. No illusions or falsities here. The Star and the Sun on the other side of that. Absolutely beautiful. And you have the Sun twice in the reading, right? And the Star, renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism. Renewed because it usually comes after a period of difficulty or challenge or despair. And the Tarot, it comes after that Tower. After the smoke clears and you start clearing the rubble and you move on and start rebuilding, that's the energy of the Star. You're on the right path. Keep going. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Gemini, our beautiful twins, those are your messages for the first half of January 2025, first general readings of the new year. I hope that for those of you for whom it made sense and it resonated, that it was helpful for you, gave you some food for thought or validation. If it did strike home with you and you'd like to peel it back and take a deeper look at it and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, or you simply like the reading style, again, you can email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Just click on the description of this video, click on that word more, and you'll see that there as well. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next set of readings. Until then, stay safe, stay well as we continue to move into the beginning of this beautiful new year. Hope to see you back here again soon, and I hope to hear from some of you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.